Welcome, it's Raj from 3CB. So Portland guard CJ McCollum suffered a quote, L3 non-displaced transverse process fracture at some point last week that he's been playing through. So the first thing becomes, what does that mean? So L3 refers to the specific vertebra in the spine. L means lumbar, 3 means it's a third from the top within the lumbar section. The transverse process is part of the vertebra, it's bone. Think about it like a wing. There's 2 of them on each vertebrae that stick out, one to the right, one to the left. So in this case, CJ has suffered a fracture to one of those vertebrae and it's non-displaced, meaning it hasn't moved. So the question becomes, how's he playing through a back fracture? I know that term sounds bad, but not all fractures in the low back are created equal. In this case, I'm almost positive, considering he's been playing big minutes, I believe averaging around 39 minutes, that this is a mild, stable fracture. It may have happened during a moment where he was flexed and rotated, because at L3 you have a muscle called the psoas major muscle, which takes on stress during those movements, especially when loaded, and it can chip off some of the bone. So it may or may not happen there. That is a common way that it does happen. The key though is that it's an isolated fracture and that it's stable. And so really the question then becomes, is he at risk playing right now? The risk with a mild, stable, isolated transverse process fracture is quite low. It's really far more about being able to tolerate pain and pain control. So the fracture may help explain why CJ hasn't been shooting that well and he's been less involved with more load going to Lillard, especially offensively. So the question becomes, moving forward, is how well is CJ and the team able to manage that pain? But then also, assuming Portland does beat the Nets and they get into the play-in and possibly the playoffs, are teams then going to target CJ more knowing this information, especially defensively, whether it's off the ball screens, on ball screens, or hunting him in the pick and roll? And then also you have the fact, if Lillard has to consistently carry more of the offensive load, how does that wear on him moving forward? Time will tell.